Very excited to be joined by two members of the Langley Rams, a quarterback in his fourth year, Trey Jones, on the right side, and left his brother Terrell Jones. Guys, first off, thanks for doing this here. I know it's just before the weekend. You guys got a game coming up, so taking the time is appreciated. How you all doing today? Very good, very good. And Terrell, are you getting ready for the weekend here? Pretty excited for that?
Yeah, I was definitely an expectation. So, hard to keep the team in game mentality for that long, but I think everyone's excited for. Yeah.
Trey, I'm going to start with you. When you obviously played your minor in high school football, what was it like playing with your brother there? You obviously played at Lord Tweedsmuir in your high school career, but just obviously growing up together and being on the same team for quite a bit. What's that dynamic been like for you guys?
I mean, it's been awesome. Like we've always been very competitive with each other and stuff like that. So just being able to have someone that's close in your age and be able to compete with them all the time and just have someone that's always there to kind of hold you accountable is always great. It pushes you to become a better player, obviously, and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I think it's definitely helped a lot for my football career so far. And yeah, it's been a great thing. It's been a awesome thing.
Terrell, you're a receiver, obviously. Do you, when Trey's throwing you the ball in practice or when you're practicing, is there some tips you give him to try and say, hey, you could throw to this spot, or is it just all in good fun when you guys are on the football field together?
How hard his job was. But then after playing quarterback in high school, I kind of have a different appreciation. So now when I get the ball, I'm just like, I don't care where it is, I don't care how it looks, I don't care if it's going this way and that way. As long as it's coming to me, I just got to do my best to. Because he chose me. There was five receivers on the field, and he chose me to make the play. So I kind of feel responsible when it happens.
Yeah, and I mean, is there any negatives to being siblings in the same team? Is it ever a challenge to be, going home the same way or ending up in the same place, or is it just a nice thing to be together? Because as a brother who has a brother myself, it can be a challenge. So I just wanted to see your perspective on that.
Yeah, it we also work in the same parking lot, funny enough, too. So like if we wanted to, we could carpool, but it has its good and its bad moments, as I'm sure you know. On the bad days, we've gotten to the age now where we communicate pretty well, and if we both know it's been a rough day, we just kind of don't talk anymore.
Trey, you're gonna take no comment on that one. Do you have anything 2 cents for that?
It's if I see him at work and stuff like that, we kind of just know, like, 'cause I see him at work, I see him at home, and then I'll see him at practice, game, whatever. And yeah, I don't know. We see each other so much, and we've grown up together, obviously, and it's good, I think, to have that distance and to have that like you don't really have to communicate all the time and stuff like that. But then obviously when it's time to talk, whatever, then you just kind of talk, and it is what it is. But yeah, no, it's we see a lot of each other, that's for sure. So I think yeah, no, it's great. I don't know. It is, yeah, it is what it is.
Is the competition level always up to a 10, or is it pretty relaxed when you guys need to go off the football field? No, always up to 10.
We're always competing. Yeah,
Oh,
always
that's awesome.
competing. Yeah.
That's perfect. I just want to talk about somebody that's definitely been impactful on your football careers. It's been G. Roy Simon. He's obviously coached you guys in the past.
Yeah.
As younger players who I'm sure have supported the Lions and been able to watch him for years on the field, obviously before his retirement, how much does he play an impact in your career, and how much has he done for you as a player and a person?
Yeah, so for me personally, when I was up until like the age of like 11 or 12, I played receiver, and he in like Pee Wee or something like that when I played for Cloverdale, he was actually the one that told me, he's like, yeah, I really think you should play quarterback, blah blah blah. I really think that you'd be good at it, stuff like that. So yeah, ever since then I've kind of just took it and ran with it, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely cool having someone of that caliber, a Hall of Famer, Giro Simon, telling you you're a young kid and you're like, yeah, like I believe that you can play quarterback at a very high level and stuff like that. And it's definitely helped with my confidence, and it's definitely helped with my game and stuff like that. Just to be able to know that someone that has been there really believes in you and believes that you can actually do it. So yeah, no, I think it's been great. I think it's been awesome. He's had a very, very big impact on my football career so far, for sure.
And Terrell, learning from a receiver like Gior, that must be incredible for you to learn those and soak up those kind of opportunities and knowledge from a guy like that.
And then you literally see him go apply the same things he tells you in that same weekend. Because this was like, I don't know, like 2012 when he was still like
Playing and
he was
stuff.
still the top of the league, right? So it's almost a different feeling when you get that hands-on experience because he's not going to tell you something he's not going to do himself. And when you're so young, you think he's going to try and water it down, but he doesn't. He just tells you in a different way. But it's all the same things, right? You're learning all the same kind of catch the ball, catch it, tuck it, look the ball in, run crisp routes, like all those little things that you don't think matter. He's teaching you from such a young age, so it makes it easy when you get to the not thinking about some of that stuff, right? So
Talking about current day now, you guys have a new coach this year in Jordan McCarty. Trey, you've obviously worked with them very closely over the last 3 seasons as the quarterbacks coach, now obviously the head coach. First off, Trey, for you, what's the transition been like from a guy you've worked closely with to a head coach? Is it a different dynamic, or is it just somebody that you can still rely on to be a go-to coach
Uh,
for you?
Yeah, no, me and Jordan have definitely he coached me way back in the day too at quarterback camps and stuff like that, and we've always been in communication. Having him as the head coach now is definitely it's not as personal, I guess. Like it's still personal, obviously, but it's not as like I don't just get to go talk to him kind of whenever because he's so focused on other things, obviously. And in previous years, when he would be the quarterback coach, he was always around quarterbacks, and it was always like I was able to ask him a question whenever I had and stuff like that. And obviously, I can still ask him like a question whenever I want, but he's very focused on like every other thing, which is awesome. And I think that I've for the past 3 years that I've had him as my actual coach, I've been able to just learn from him and just kind of remember things that he's told me in previous years and just be able to apply it now. So now it's just, yeah, with him being a head coach, it's great, obviously. He's just very scattered all over the place, just trying to control like defense and receivers, running backs, O line, obviously keeping coaches in line and stuff like that. So yeah, no, it's definitely different, obviously, but yeah, no, he still helps out quarterbacks whenever he can and stuff like that. But it's just a little bit less than previous years.
And Terrell, for you, has it been very simple? I mean, I got a chance to speak with him a couple of weeks ago, and it just seems like a seamless transition it's been for him. And what has it been like for you?
there's already a lot of concepts that weren't very different from last year. They might have games and stuff like that, but what coach brings is a whole different mentality and having that coming into this year, I think it's also helped people kind of drop that ick from last year. If you had any bad feelings or anything, we've came in with a new mentality, new coach, new offense, and it's also just helped us kind of get the year rolling and not thinking about anything that's happened in the past, right?
Yeah, and I mean, you guys have only played 2 games this year, 1-1. Overall, you're at home to the 0-3 Kamloops Broncos. You obviously had a week off, unfortunately, due to the fires in Kelowna, and that would have been a tough test for you guys, I'm sure. But what's it been like having to dial it in after preparing for a game last week and not having one, and then taking on a Kamloops team that might be reeling a little bit, but I'm sure they're going to be just as hungry. Trey, you can answer this one first if you want.
Yeah, I think just the biggest thing was just keeping guys focused and just kind of keeping us together as a team and not kind of going to like battling against each other as much. Like obviously you want to keep competition up and stuff like that, but it's been like nearly 3 weeks since we've played a game and we haven't really played like anyone else kind of thing. We've only been going against ourselves in practice and stuff. So I know the boys are itching to go and definitely go and play someone other than ourselves and stuff like that. So yeah, no, biggest thing just keeping us focused, ready for the game, obviously, and yeah.
Terrell, are you excited to get back in action? Nice to not receive a throw from your brother against your own teammates. Are you excited to go deep there at McLeod and try and catch some touchdowns?
How we play, we like the game on Saturday, right? We like to work so hard throughout the week so that you get rewarded with that game on the Saturday. And when you don't get that, it almost just feels like one big long week. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like you're working and progressing as a team because you don't have that test at the end of the week.
Yeah.
If you have a bad practice during the week and then you play your game on Saturday, you're like, okay, and we know why what happened, but we don't have that indicator to show us where we are. So that's why I think, like Trey said, we're all so excited because we've been going hard at practice, and it gets to a point where you're like, okay, we need to go against someone else. Let's see, right?
Terrell, I'll ask you this first. Broncos team 3 games this season, 3 to 9 average yards given up. Does that excite you as a wide receiver, knowing there might be a little bit more pockets for you to attack in these types of games?
Yeah, like coach and I have definitely addressed a bit of a scheme for the backside and the field side, and just as far as what we're gonna go into with this game. But it's I'm not gonna be complete. I'm gonna be completely direct with you. Playing with Trey, all it's just the chemistry. I don't think of
Mhm.
what team I'm playing against.
Yep.
I just go up to Trey before the game. We have a bit of a talk with the film, and then we discuss like, okay, what's your plan coming into this game? How can I help you? How can I complement you? Like I said, I know how stressed the job of quarterback is. So if I'm just coming in each week the same mentality as far as, yep, I know there's pockets. I know there's going to be open spots. If you can just do your best to give me a chance, then take advantage of it, right? But no
Great.
different than any other week, personally.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, Trey, in that same breath, you might not look at the stats of the other team, but what he just said must mean a lot too, knowing that not just your brother that you can rely on, but your whole receiving core and your offensive lineman as well. How important is that to you?
Yeah, no, it's super important. The guys, I believe in the guys. I love my team, man, and they're great group of guys, and we're just ready to go. We have a great offensive scheme for this week, obviously, that Coach Jordan came up with, and we're just hungry, ready to go get after it for sure on set tomorrow. So
Well, I know we'll be watching you guys there against the Broncos tomorrow at McLeod, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. This has been Trey and Terrell Jones. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy your Friday, and I look forward to watching you tomorrow.
all
Thank
right,
you for
thank
having
you,
me.
appreciate it, thank you.
Thanks, guys.